What's up, everybody? It's Keefy. You're watching the Weekly Ritual, Ghost Cult's new show, right here on YouTube. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. GhostCultMag.com is a small business. With that out of the way, let's get it on! In case you missed it, features at Ghost Cult Magazine. We kick this week's features off with a gang of new interviews. We talked to Mike Sugars of Vatican. Vatican recently released a double single, Becoming a God, on their brand new record label, UNFD Records, and we talked to Mike all about it. We also talked to Ryan and Angie of Kittie Junk and Atrocity Girl, all about their new music, their activism, and more. We also talked to Niklas of Spelljammer, the great doom band from Sweden's new album Abyssal Trip came out earlier in 2021 on Riding Easy Records. We also talked to the great Tomas Lindberg of At the Gates and Lock Up and Dysphere and a bunch of other things. Tomas is super stoked on the brand new album Nightmare of Being, out now on Century Media Records. And because I don't have enough going on in my life, I joined a new podcast. Check me out on the Glacially musical podcast wherever you stream and check out podcasts. I join host Nick Cameron once a week on his Twice a Week pod to talk all about a great band and a great era. Right now, we are wrapping up our series on Metallica. And now, the news rundown. Time for some tour news. Decibel Metal and Beer Fest LA has been announced for December, joining and complementing the Philadelphia Decibel Metal and Beer Fest in September. The LA edition is going to feature Converge and Cave In co-headlining. Holy crap! Converge is going to play their entire classic Jane Doe album front to back, and Cave In is going to play Until Your Heart Stops, another banger. Other bands appearing at the festival include Hate Eternal, Sacred Reich, Repulsion, Early Graves, and a whole bunch more. Speaking of Sacred Reich, Sepultura has announced their headline tour of North America, once again rebooked, this time for spring 2022. It includes Sacred Reich, it includes Crowbar, it has Artershock opening, it's gonna be a rager. Coachella Festival founder Paul Tollett has confirmed that Rage Against the Machine will return to headline the festival in the spring of 2022. They'll be joined by Travis Scott and many others. Frank Ocean, who was also going to co-headline in 2021, will headline in 2023. But cool news, it seems like we're going to finally get those Rage Against the Machine tour dates. The Rolling Stones have announced a new headline tour, the No Filter Tour, kicking off this fall. This band can't possibly survive much longer, so hopefully these dates don't get canceled. Cradle of Filth has announced a new headline tour of North America featuring Three Teeth and Once Human as direct support. Cradle is going to play their classic album Cruelty and the Beast, and they just announced their brand new album Existence is Futile, coming this fall from Nuclear Blast. Sanguisugabog and Frozen Soul have announced a brand new headline tour, the Frozen World Tour. Direct support's going to come from Vomit Forth and Inoculation, and you're going to need an inoculation to go to some of these shows. Ha ha ha. But awesome stuff. Frozen Soul, one of the coolest bands to emerge in the extreme metal scene in the last few years. UK death metal faction Venom Prison has announced the postponement of their European leg of their tour dates. They are going to do the UK. I know the UK is not part of Europe anymore. Brexit, I don't know what's going on. I'm American. Anyway, new tour dates coming up from Venom Prison. Unfortunately, Creeping Death won't make it over there for the opening slot, which is a bummer, but they announced that Vivram is going to open, and I can't say that word. Vivram. Alright. Get ready for some heavy stoner doom vibes this weekend in Baltimore, starting tonight at the Deviant Collective Fest. Some of our favorite bands in the world are going to play there at the Depot tonight and at the Oliver Brewing Company tomorrow. Bands on the festival include our bros in Horseburner, Cavern, Foghound, and Thunderchief tonight. And tomorrow, Yatra, Howling Giant, Jake the Hawk, Brimstone Coven, Hot Blood, I Am the Liquor, Stonecutters, Caustic Casanova, Atomic Model, and Spiral Grave. Red alert, y'all! Guns N' Roses played a new song live at Fenway Park this week. Well, not a brand new song, a reworked version of an older unreleased song. Silkworms was a track originally created for the Chinese Democracy Sessions 15 years ago, almost 15 years ago, and GNR has done a new version of that called Absurd, which Axl Rose quipped about before the band launched into it. It's a pretty rockin' tune. If you know the Silkworms tune, it's a little more straight ahead. And in other GNR news, they announced their podcast, The First 50 Gigs, has finally got a release date. It's coming out this fall. It's Bandcamp Friday once again. Bandcamp giving their entire share of their cut to the bands. The bands will make 100% of the profits from all their music and merch sales. Please go support the bands you like, underground bands, indie labels, everybody, creators, whoever's out there, support them. Ghost Cult has a Bandcamp, and we have a compilation coming out soon on Bandcamp as well. We might put it out for the next Bandcamp Friday. But hails to Bandcamp for doing Bandcamp Friday, and please support the scene. Ozzy Osbourne has announced a 30th anniversary No More Tears deluxe vinyl release. It's going to come on classic black vinyl, as well as a cool, nifty color edition coming out from Tower Records Online. Very cool stuff. It's expanded. The digital will also release with a bunch of expanded demos and extra tracks. Super cool stuff and a super cool snapshot in time for the great and powerful Oz. Mr. Bungle is getting into the NFT game. That's right, if you don't know what an NFT is, it's a non-fungible token or any kind of art or file that can be auctioned off or bidded on. Bungle is going to release an NFT based on their Disco Volante unreleased sessions. That's right, some music that's never been heard before. It's going to have exclusive artwork and lathe-cut vinyls that have never been released before. This divided some fans online, especially on Reddit, who debated the merits of this and why Mr. Bungle would do this at this stage of their career. They certainly don't need money. They recently released their recent album, The Raging Wrath of the Easter Bunny demo, with their new version of their band. Maybe this means we're going to get some new Mr. Bungle music very soon. Jerry Cantrell has announced his new solo album, Brighton, coming out this fall, and he dropped the first single and an incredible video for the song Atone. The video was created with a bunch of different directors in different locations and has a very black and white, spaghetti western, man with no name kind of vibe that suits Jerry just perfectly. The album Brighton is said to be a collaboration with a bunch of artists he's never worked with before, including Duff McKagan of Guns N' Roses and Gil Sharon. You know Jack White as one half of the White Stripes and a bunch of other bands like the Raconteurs and his other work as a producer. He owns Third Man Records and Books in Nashville, and now he has launched an art and design website. Jack White Art and Design is going to be a complete repository for his decades-long work in graphic arts, photography, film, furniture, fashion, anything you can think of. You'll be able to view all his stuff. You might be able to buy some of his work or materials based on his work. This is super cool. Jack is a genius guy, and this is just one more feather in his cap, one more bullet in his belt. Spiritbox is releasing a 7-inch single of their unplugged version of their track Constants from their upcoming record Eternal Blue, coming out on Rise Records. You can get the pretty cool picture disc right now from their merch store and catch the band on tour right now with Limp Bizkit. Melvins have announced a career-spanning unplugged album, Five-Legged Dog, coming on a bunch of vinyl and a bunch of different formats this fall from Ipecac Records, the same label as Faith No More and Mr. Bungle, of course. And it's unplugged recordings from across their whole career. You can pre-order the album now and hear the new single, their unplugged version of their epic classic, Night Goat, right now. Dave Mustaine has shared a brand new track. He's leaking everything on his Cameo. He's extended his engagement with the video service where you give video shoutouts. You pay celebrities and entertainers to give video shoutouts to friends, usually as a birthday present or just a cool thing. And Dave is just giving away the store from the studio in Nashville where Megadeth is wrapping up their new album, The Sick, the Dying, and the Dead. And Dave played a snippet of a new track, and it's thrash-tastic. It's so heavy and cool. It's just a little bit, but it was really cool to hear. Dave is just giving away the store before we actually get a single. Fred Durst is about to extol the value of wheat germ. Fred Durst is rocking a brand new look, and the internet could not shut up about this because the internet is savage, especially Twitter. But Limp Bizkit came back to life this week with their summer tour. They kicked off with a special show in Chicago where they teased a new song at the end of the night, which sounded pretty banging. The band is closing in on finally releasing new music. It's been 10 years since Gold Cobra. But Wes Borland says they've recorded like 35 new complete songs, and hopefully some of them are going to make the cut. The band was one of the headliners at Lollapalooza, and they put on an incredible show, even though people were still busting on Fred and his look. Get over the looks and rock with Limp Bizkit. That's what I say. Bay Area metalers, Old Granddad, have released a vinyl deluxe version of 2 of their classic EPs. Volume 666 and the OEG EP reissue are out now on Hectic Records, and the band is comprised of bands you know, people you know from bands like Death Angel, Hammers of Misfortune, and Aerial Ruin. Grindcore and death metal greats Full of Hell have announced their brand new album, The Garden of Burning Apparitions, coming out October 1st on Relapse Records, the mighty Relapse Records. Grinder Blues is the awesome new rock project from Doug Pinnick of King's X and another trio with the Billman Brothers on vocals and drums as well. And their new album, Eldos, comes out in September from Metalville Records. Mastodon was supposed to have a record store day release a few weeks ago with their picture disc of last year's Fallen Torches album, the compilation record. Unfortunately, because of delays, they couldn't make it in time for record store day. So, in an exclusive for record store day, Mastodon's gonna have their own record store day. August 13th, you'll be able to go to record stores and buy the Fallen Torches picture disc. Amazing!
Surprise, motherfucker!
Hardcore metalers Ether Coven have dropped a brand new EP. Language is the instrument of the empire. They dropped the new music, they dropped a bunch of merch, vinyl, everything you can imagine. The band is super awesome. You should definitely check them out with former members of Remembering Never. Otto with 3 T's is the brand new group featuring Ty Trujillo, Robert Trujillo of Metallica's son, who's also in a bunch of other bands. Otto dropped a brand new single, Ride Low, and the band is going to make their debut at Bottle Rock Festival in Napa in a few weeks. Stu Block has officially rejoined Into Eternity, the British Columbia, Canada power metalers. This is amazing news. The band headlined the Loudest Hell Festival in Canada just last week, and now Stu has announced he has permanently rejoined the band. He is not replacing singer Amanda Kiernan. They are going to co-lead sing in the band. It's going to be amazing to hear them trade vocals, play different eras of their songs, sing together. It's going to be sick. And finally in the news tonight, an awesome tribute album to Fugazi, Silence is a Dangerous Sound, is tentatively coming out in October on Ripcord Records. There's 43 bands on this thing. Just a few of them include Failure, Zal, Shai Hulud, This Is Hell, La Dispute, Into It Over It, Pet Sematary, Tsunami Bomb, Stormo, Nathan Gray of Boy Sets Fire, Jonah Mantrega, formerly of Far, C Starry, and many more. Proceeds from the album will be donated to Tribe Animal Sanctuary of Scotland. I shit you not. Unbelievable stories you can't make up. We bring back the story of Farmer Bro Martin Shikreli, easily one of the douchiest people ever to live. This guy is in federal prison. He was charged with gouging customers with his pharmaceutical company, and one of the gaudy things he did with his billions of dollars is buy the $1 million Wu-Tang Clan record that no one else could hear. The US government seized that along with most all his property, and they re-auctioned it off this week. No word yet if we're ever going to get to hear this thing, but fuck that guy Martin and Wu-Tang. And now for a look at who rules its streaming. Brass Against, Brooklyn's brass ensemble band that does inventive covers with a huge brass ensemble as well as some originals. This week, they covered Smashing Pumpkins' awesome classic song, Cherub Rock, featuring vocalist Sophia Urista. Check it out.
And now for a look at some of the music on New Music Friday. 8 Hour Animal, Resigner, Sentient Ruin Laboratories, Ashen, Godless Oath EP, Bitter Loss Records, Astora, Metamorphosis, self-released, Blue House, self-titled, The Orchard, Chaos Over Cosmos, The Silver Lining Between the Stars, self-released, Circus of Rock, Come One Come All, Frontiers SRL, Cruise, Tropical Thunder, Frontiers SRL, Crypt Crawler, Future Usurper, Bitter Loss Records, Despise You, West Side Horizons re-release, Tank Crimes, Empty Streets, Age of Regret EP, Cleopatra, Feeling of Presence, of Lost Illusion, Tonzonen, Graveyard Shifters, Head Turns First, Eyes Follow EP, self-released, Guts, Blood Feather EP, self-released, Lexi Lane, Sinner and Saint EP, self-released, Lingua Ignota, Sinner Get Ready, Sergeant House, Long Shadows Dawn, Isle of Wrath, Frontiers SRL, Melted Bodies, Enjoy Yourself with Friends, Plastic Smiles, Mothman and the Thunderbirds, Into the Instrumentals EP, self-released, Netherbird, Arate, Eisenwald Recordings, Night Ranger, ATBPO, Frontiers SRL, Nightwish, Once re-release, Nuclear Blast Records, Silverstein, When Broken is Easily Fixed, vinyl re-release, Craft Recordings, Suncraft, Flat Earth Rider, All Good Clean Records, Vessel of Inequity, The Doorway, Sentient Ruin Laboratories, Walled Crypta, Possessed by Nothingness, Eternal Death, Yawning Man, Rock Formations re-release, Ripple Music.
And now for a look in our mailbag. This week's mailbag, we got an awesome package in the mail from our friends Stonecutters. We mentioned them earlier in the show. Let's see what they sent me. I think this was their Record Store Day merch drop from June, if I'm not mistaken. An awesome note on the back of a sticker. Keefy, thanks for your patience with this order. You are the best, and we thank you for all your hard work. Oh, I love those guys. I got some cool stickers. And finally, this rad Stonecutters shirt. Amazing. It's beautiful, actually. It's my size, and it's very silky. Thanks, Stonecutters. We love you guys. You made it to this part of the show, so you know what time it is. It's the end. Thanks for watching and sticking around. GhostCultMag.com is a small business, so please smash that like and subscribe button and help us out. As we say every week at this juncture, it's a tough time in the world, so please take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and remember, fuck Martin Shikreli.